What's going on? If you're a hammock hanger, hammocker, whatever. If you use hammocks, you know there's a lot of different kinds of suspensions. And there is one that everybody's probably heard of, and one that's very similar that a lot of people probably have not heard of. Now, you've probably heard about Whoopie Slings, and you may have heard the term UCR used, which is very similar to a Whoopie Sling. So I'm going to take a look at both here. And I made my UCRs a little bit different. I actually haven't seen anybody else do this. I'm going to show you a little mod I made to mine that makes it lock, and you'll understand why that's important. So let's take a look at the Whoopies first, and we'll kind of go over what's what. All right, so first, let's take a look at Whoopie Slings. This is a Whoopie Sling right here. It is one long piece of AM steel that has a constrictor, or a berry, what's called a constrictor or a berry. So it basically feeds through itself. I don't know if you can see that. And this allows you to be able to adjust it, but also allows it to hold weight. So when you put weight on a Whoopie Sling, the weight it's holding actually tightens this berry, and you can see that. So it won't slide. Now, there's also, let's move the camera over here, the UCR, which stands for Utility Constrictor Rope. Now let me bring this over this side. So the Utility Constrictor Rope. And this is also made out of a piece of AM steel. Now this looks thicker because I did use a thicker piece of AM steel for this. But what you've got is you've got one long piece of AM steel, this section here, which goes either to your tree, or I have mine attached to a strap already. It's already sewn through. Already sewn through the strap and attached to the tree. And then that goes all the way through to this little tail. And mine, that's a 10-foot piece. So if I stretch that out, it's a long distance. So you can see, that way. But then there's also this piece with this loop that rides along this main piece. Okay, and this same thing as the Whoopie Sling is a constrictor berry, which easily slides. But there is a concern with this for me, because usually you just got this. I usually just got this tail that hangs down. And what will happen is when you put weight on that, you've only got weight on one side, you know. And if up here this tail is just hanging loose and any tension gets put on that, it'll start to slide. So what I've added to mine is, once I get this set, I've added a prusik knot, it's a piece of shock cord, to a very small loop here. And then all you got to do is slide your prusik knot up, putting tension on the shock cord, locking the tail, and making so it doesn't slide. And then you can put your weight on there. So that is just a different take on, so that's just a different take on a constrictor suspension, and a different take for me on it with the locking prusik knot at the one end. So hope you like that. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen anybody else do that, so I don't know if I just came up with something new or what, but yeah, that's a look at my UCR suspension, and this is the first time I'm getting to use it tonight, so I'll let you know in the morning how it worked out. All right, so I just got back to the car, and I spent the night using the UCRs, or the locking UCRs. The locking UCR straps. I don't know what you want to call those things. They're just a conglomeration of things. But they worked really well. They did what they're supposed to do. They didn't slip. We got a little precipitation last night, and they held. Weight difference, a little lighter probably. They are made out of the heavier AM steel compared to my Whoopies. So right now, the way that they weigh in, they're like a couple grams heavier, but because they are heavier material. So I mean, the weight savings, I mean, I'm not sold on them. I like my Whoopies. I didn't really see a difference in the adjustability with the load on the UCRs compared to the Whoopie Slings. Weight difference, a couple grams maybe. Is that like a mouthful of water? I don't know. I like my Whoopies. I mean, I've got them. I can always use them. I'll test them further, see if there's something that I like more about them. But yeah, I mean, they work. They're pretty cool. If you like that locking mod, feel free to use it. It works pretty good. There's no chance of those things slipping at all once that thing is locked down with that prusik knot and the shock cord. So yeah, that's pretty much my wrap up on the UCR versus the Whoopie Sling. I guess it's personal preference, like anything else. For me, I mean, they're nice to have, but if I got Whoopies, I'll probably use those. So let me know what you think about UCRs compared to Whoopies. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with them. Who knows? Probably. So let me know down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe, comment, share, and join me on Thursdays for my live stream. All right, I'll see you in the next. Bye.